Welcome in, everybody. It is late. I am tired, but I am here because you asked for this reading. One of you asked for it on the live we did, and I would like to honor your request, and I had not done it before. Well, I've done a little bit of it, but what happened the night before? Nancy was reported missing. So Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on the Sunday morning, 12-ish p.m., noonish, 12:03, I think to be exact, February 1st. What happened the night before? So I just came out of a remote view. You're going to want to stick around for it. Then I'm going to pull tarot cards, and then I'm going to update you on where we're doing tomorrow. If you missed it, just really quickly, we're going to cover the Lindsay Clancy trial live. I'm going to pull tarot cards when there's breaks and whatnot, because boy, what a case this is. And I started a new channel, but I'll tell you about that tomorrow, because first, I know you want to get into this remote viewing. I promise you, it's a very interesting one. I got quite a bit too. And then we're going to pull cards and compare the two. See you in a different view, as I want you to read my notes as I recite them to you. Okay, so as you can see from my notes, if you can read my writing, I apologize, but I've got the night before. So I go into this with the remote viewing. If you want to learn how, that's the membership that we're doing that in. The members that have been doing it have been doing amazing. We're looking to see if we can collectively find Nancy's current location. Anyways, all that to say, it's $2.99 a month. I guess it turns out to be $2.15 US a month, $1.99 in euros, and $2.99 Canadian a month. We learned that the other day, if you're interested in joining. But what you want to know is that what happened the night before, I go into this asking during this meditation process and the remote viewing meditation process, not to the benefit of my ego. And so I asked, what do we need to know, not to the benefit of my ego, but what happened the night before? And I get, which would be the February 1st, was the day she was reporting missing. I do feel like there's an argument. I'm given a scene where there is a heavy discussion, if you will. The topic seems very heavy. There seems to be some sort of a request being made. This is the impressions that I'm getting from this remote viewing. These are flashes in my mind. So I'm getting these clairvoyantly, which is what the traditional remote viewing is. You'll hear me as I talk about it moves into a channeling, which has happened to me several times here. That's another methodology that's through the ears telepathically. So let's keep going here. I do feel like there is, I get this flash. It's not that I feel. I literally get this flash of, it doesn't look like there's a lot of pictures or anything. It's a lean, minimalistic feeling, looking decoratively wise in this room. They're at a table. There's a request. There's an argument. There is a denial. And then I do feel like there's a slamming of the table, and then I see like a hand sort of like tossing a scrunched up like paper towel. And I do hear a please mama from a female voice. And I do see the male get up and say something like, this is BULLSHIT. I can't say that because of the YouTube words, and like I said, smashed like this paper towel, and then smash his hand down and then toss this paper towel, looks like scrunched up from after a meal has been eaten. Like the table looks relatively clean. It's got that napkin after dinner feeling. And then I do feel that the gentleman who's mad gets up. I feel like I see like a cigarettes being pulled out, a cigarette being held up to his hand, leaving to go outside to have a cigarette. I do ask if the son is there. I forget his name at the moment. Oh my goodness, forgive me. And I do again, I think I might be moving into the next page here, but I'm just telling you as it's flashing back to me in recall now. I do ask for that. I do see their son sort of coming into the room and stepping in and saying, come on down, come down to his father. Yeah, there it is, their son. Uh, so yeah, the paper towel gets up and leaves. I do see their son. Because I go back and ask if he's there. I do believe there is, what does that say? There is, there, yeah, that he is there, and he tells D to settle his T, rather, his DAD to settle down. And then I hear, that's right, are you okay, Grammy? Are you okay, Grammy? So then I ask what's next. So I believe the impression that I'm getting is that the T's out having a cigarette, and then there's a little bit of an interaction, but very little, because I keep asking, okay, tell me what's next, right? And I keep getting very little interaction after that, truthfully, between the A and Nancy. And I do hear, I'm sorry, Annie, I have to draw the line somewhere. So that's very interesting. And then I start to, like, I'm starting to, I stop that, because if that's one sort of remote view, and then I go back through the meditation, and then I want to continue on. So I go back through the meditation, and I go back and start my second remote view, because at this point I'm saying, like, this doesn't make sense, because it feels too last minute. And we know, everybody is saying that these people planned this, right? Like, these people planned this. And so now I'm like, okay, well, if they planned it, if they planned it, this doesn't feel right. And then as I'm questioning it, I hear, again, this is not really remote viewing. This is more a channeling. And I think it's my guides coming in. It doesn't feel like I'm channeling Nancy. And I have this feeling that I've got this new guide that's coming in. But anyways, it's a whole other conversation. Anyways, I hear as a plan B, pre-planned, what's next that night. And then I see what's next that night. So yeah, like, it was pre-planned. So in other words, I think they're as a plan B. In other words, the event of her kidnapping, allegedly, in my opinion, if they're related, was planned as a plan B prior to the night before. The night before was going to be last chance. And if it didn't go as planned, then enacting plan B was the next step. So I hope that's making sense. So then from there, I just see N getting up from the table and going outside. And it's weird, because, like, I don't see her being walked or aided at all, which is, like, weird. It's this question mark. So then I suddenly get this flash of a cane. So, okay, so she's got her cane. Ooh, hear that thunder? Whoa, we've got so many crazy storms here. Which, by the way, wanted to again address. I'm so sorry about the members live. After we did the live stream Tuesday night, the members, when I went to go to the members live, there was literally nobody there. It was there for the longest time. Nobody showed up. It was very strange. My apologies. Prayers that StreamYard acts appropriately. I think I figured out today with StreamYard what was going on, because I had so many issues with it this week. And so I think I've got that resolved for trial coverage for Lindsay Clancy here starting 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. And we're going to run that all day. When you're watching this, I'll be running that stream on MMO. Motive.Means.Opportunity, True Crime Intuition, as well as the new channel. If you'd like to subscribe there, it's so appreciated. If you love trial coverage and tarot together combined, it's going to be intuitive. It's going to be cool, fun, and relaxed. And during the breaks, we're going to meditate and take some Reiki in if we need it. And that is going to be, it's called True Crime Trials and Tarot. Go check it out. I'm going to have to put a link. But if you can't find it tonight, we're going to link it to you tomorrow. Okay. So anyways, back to this. And then from here, I'm going to do a tarot reading. I see Nancy getting up after that. Like, there's really not that much going on. That flash of the cane. It feels like, I think this, it's just energetically this feeling that the tea takes her home right from there. Like, that is like a very, I don't want to say abrupt ending to the conversation, but I want to say energetically feels like maybe 10 minutes after she's leaving. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to give you a sense of what I'm feeling time-wise, like, because I'm getting this flash of this sequence of scenes here, one after the next in chronological order. So what's next? So I hear, this is again a channeling. I hear that's exactly right. What's next? Does he take her home from there? Yeah, it feels like presumably he takes her home from there. What's next? And then I hear, yeah, that's exactly right. A quiet, a cold, something, a cold, quiet drive home. Let me just pull that up. It was a cold, quiet drive home. No kidding, eh? Okay, so then I get here, this corresponds to, so I just was like afterwards writing notes. This corresponds to the remote viewing that I did a while ago about the night before when I asked about the Uber drive, or not the Uber drive, I'm sorry, I take that back. When I asked about the drive home, about the garage, because everybody was debating this 2-minute garage thing. And I did back then see the same thing, and it was surprising to me that I see, I'm going to get a pen to show you, because I know a lot of people were like, how can this possibly happen? Like, with this laneway? Hang on, let me show you. Okay. So hang on. So first, I see that a flash of, which makes sense now to me on how they go in. So this is not going to be accurate, but her house is here, right? We've got this here, and then we've got this laneway here. We've got the guest home here, right? And then they've got this laneway here. So I think the car, just from my visual, drives up here. Okay. The door is opened. Nancy's car is here. She walks in through, this is the remote view that I had a while ago, and walks up here. Now, and then it finally makes sense to me today, because then I did a second remote viewing where I then get this flash of she's here. So he pulls up just like you would if you were going right through the garage. When he backs out here beside the casita and just drives out. So he pulls up, stops, they open the door. As Nancy is with her cane, slowly making her way here, it makes sense now, because I'm like, why do I see him going up the front steps? He gets out and goes up the front steps, goes inside the house, goes inside the garage to help her up the inside steps into the kitchen of the house. She closes the garage door, and then on the way home, this is when I see him going here to Nancy's bedroom where the sliding door is, and unlocking, allegedly, just in my view, remote viewing, the sliding glass door back out the front, out to his car, backs up here and out the road. Okay? That's what I saw before. I hope that little drawing makes sense. If not, I will do this in a grander scale for everybody on our next live, which will be Monday night after Lindsay Clancy. So probably closer to 5:30 p.m. Eastern, which I think works better for some of you all. Then we're going to move into at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, our members only. Hopefully it works next time. Anyways, let's move on. I get a flash of that again of this scene, and that's why this makes sense to me now. Because when you think about it, if Nancy is walking through her garage, her car is here, the steps are here. Chris McDonough on Interview Room keeps talking about it. And even Maureen said she might even use her right arm to brace herself against the car. She's got her cane and she's walking up. There's no room for Tommaso to run around her without knocking her over to help her up the steps here. I know the gentlemanly thing would be to escort her up the steps, but that's not what I see. And so I think that's why it runs around. It makes sense now. Whoops, rather, to the front door of the house, up the front door, in the house, into the garage, helps her up the steps. The garage door is closed shut. And then I see that into the bedroom, unlock the door out the front. So now that, to me, I know a lot of people dispute it, but I think 2 minutes is enough for that. Because in every remote viewing I've had, she walks slowly, but she doesn't look like, I don't see, unless she's just very stoic. She does not appear to be in severe pain. Yes, it's slow, but I think 2 minutes is a very good amount of time to walk from here up the steps when you've got help up the steps to close the door from inside here. That's just me. Anyways, let's move forward. So I see, yes, that's why he runs around again. I did see that in the last remote view with the glass door. So yes, that's exactly it. And this one, to me, even though I did see that, I want to get validation on this one again. I don't know. There's something about that where he's the sliding door that bothers me. I said it at the time. Okay, we're going to move into tarot now. Tell me what you think so far. I'm going to get the cards. And I'll be back. Okay, everybody, let's do the tarot portion. I'm sorry if you can hear the storm in the background. Let's get through this before I lose internet again. Okay, so let's find out what the cards have to say about what happened the night before Nancy Guthrie. Well, that was a very interesting juxtaposition. It doesn't seem successful based on that remote viewing. Let's go. I don't take anything that falls out. That was kind of a fallout, but we're going to take it. We should do the flippers. Whoops. Let's get this. My hands there. Okay. Crossroad military operation. Okay. So we've got, we're obviously not dealing with a military operation, but we've got successful what? I don't know. I need clarification because this seems to me like this is more in alignment with the remote viewing. We're at a crossroads. It's time to bring plan B in. I don't know what that is. Let's get clarifiers on that success. I have no idea what that is at the moment. Success with respect to what? Let's see. Success with respect to what? Success with respect to what? Okay. Perversion. This came up before, remember? Success with respect to what the heck is that? This is very interesting. Military operation, that to me is like, it's obviously not military, but the operation. I'm going to get a different deck out. Give me clarifiers on what the successful part is. Oops. 3 of Cups. Okay, so there was some sort of celebration of success. 3 of Cups is a celebration, like a toast, like a toast of some sort. What the heck? Like a toast? Let's separate these because this needs clarification. What the day? Okay, this just flipped out. Knight of Cups. Okay. Oh, so this feels like this is just like I'm reading intuitively. I'm getting like drunk energy, like young drunk, like their son, like somebody was drinking, being rude, perverted, but I don't know what the success is about. It's just the vibe I'm picking up. Let's get a couple more clarifiers. What else is like, what the heck is that about? Aversion, drinking, success. It's just the energy I'm getting from this Knave of Cups. It's emotional. The young emotional energy with the perversion, I'm not sure. Weird. The energy of the Knight 4. Commitment. Success and a commitment to the plan B. This perversion is throwing me. Maybe like the way I interpreted the perversion before is not like somebody showing their private parts like in a sexual way, but more like in this disgusting perverted plan. There's some sort of celebration to a commitment, some young emotional energy. I think it's this successful moving into, because of the crossroads, if I'm to take the remote viewing accurately, moving into this next phase where we're moving into the operation phase. Let's just see if I can get clarifiers on this. If I'm interpreting this correctly. I got all these cards flipped over. Let's just see. Let's just try to get a validation or confirmation. Am I interpreting this correctly so far? Yeah. Am I interpreting this? Family matters. Wow. Family matters. Okay. I'm just getting like a whole different vibe here. But that's a very interesting card to have that one come out. Let's get more. Family matters. Still wanted the perversion, but I think it's just a perverse idea, you know? And yeah, 10. Like I'm just like, pin it on the calendar. This is a new job, career. It's a new project. It's like stepping into a new experience. Yeah. So operation into effect now. Stepping into a new thing, pinning it down. It is perverse plan. Okay, let's get some more. What else do I want to find out? We're going to ask a few more questions and see what the cards have to say. And I hope everybody's doing well. Let me get the notes out and see, what do I want to ask next? Oh, what was the energy? That's what I want to find out. What was the energy the night before? What was the energy when Nancy was at Annie and Tomas's house the night before? Please, Spirit, not to the benefit of my ego. What was the energy like? This one flipped out. Whoa. Stars. Stars. Interesting. Interesting. Stars. It's not what I would have expected. What? Tell me more about that. Give me more clarifiers. What? was the energy of the night before. Stars of the show. I mean, I'm really focused on the kids. Fighting. Fighting. This is your fighting and conflict. So you've got, it could really be the fighting and the conflict really shone a light on something for somebody, if I'm interpreting the stars correctly. Let's get a clarifier on the stars. But Five of Swords is your fighting and battling card. Ten of Swords is your backstabbing and betrayal card. So let's get a clarifier on the stars. And I think that's what it is. It's just somebody saw the light in the dark shining through with this fighting, and the Ten of Swords is betrayal, fighting, backstabbing. Somebody saw it for what it was. Yeah, you won't believe this. Seven of Swords, that is the backstabbing and betrayal card. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Bottom of the deck, Five of Wands, also conflict in your head. Five of Pentacles is the next one at the bottom of the deck, which is feeling left out, abandoned financially. Let me put these over here a little bit lower because I can see they're out of view now. So this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Let me just recap what we got here. I mean, yeah. I love when the cards show up. It's going to just get more and more accurate. If you've never seen me do tarot before, you're in the members live, or the members section rather. And as I work back with the cards more again, they will get more accurate. But you've got the first one out was stars. That threw me because it's generally a positive card. Every card has a positive and negative, but this can be something was illuminated and seen that night, right? Stars in the night, because the rest of them are not good. The rest of them are not good. The rest of them are all bad. Five of Swords is fighting and conflict, which is also very interesting in this deck in particular, with somebody wanting to be on the stage, somebody wanting to win, somebody being in a competition, right? The stars of the show, that sort of fits in that regard as well. The next one is the Ten of Swords, which is backstabbing and betrayal. I absolutely believe that Nancy saw the stars that night. She saw what the day this was about. And it was, backstabbing and betrayal happened that night. Five of Wands is somebody in their head, very stressed out, in conflict, inner conflict, inner turmoil. And this is Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the dark. We've also got 5, 5, 5, triple fives. Fives are change. Change. Boom. That night, that fate was decided, and that was it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The next one, bottom of the deck, Hierophant, which is soul contracts, higher power, higher authority, the law. Under that, we got the Empress, female energy. Okay, now what do I want to ask? Let's get to the notes and see. I asked if there was a fight. Was there a fight? Okay, let me ask about the conversation between the A and Nancy, Guthrie, and Annie. Let's talk about the conversation. What was the energy around the conversation between Annie and Nancy Guthrie? What's the conversation like? What's the energy like in that conversation between Annie Guthrie and Nancy? Cards are stuck. Very heavy energy. As you can see by watching me now, I'm a sloppy shuffler, as I explained. I apologize. I get short fingers. The decks are I can barely get my fingers wrapped around them, as you can see when I fully. So they fall out. They just fall out. So this is sloppy shuffle. But these, when they're stuck like this, particularly for me, because I have a hard time keeping them in my hands, and this is a bigger deck, right? This is a much bigger deck, especially compared to these. These just fall because they're so darn thick. There's 180 cards. So for those that want to learn tarot, how I always interpret this, for me, it's just most readers will tell you that this for me is telling me something, and that is the energy was stuck heavy that night. The conversation between Annie and her mother, Nancy Guthrie, was heavy that night. Stuck energy, dense, just like the cards are not wanting to come out. Dense, dark. Those just fell out. That's what we don't do. We don't pick out those. We pick out the clippers like that. Wow. Wrath and battle. Whoa. The wrath was set and the battle began. What was I trying to say? The energy and the conversation between Annie and her mom is dense, heavy energy. Heavy energy. Let's get some more. Axe. Forces working against you. Wow. They sure were in that wrath. Were they not? Were they not? You know, so far. Other than that perverse piece, which I'm still a little bit uncertain about, because I feel like even though I have the most part of it, still feel like there's something I'm missing on that. But we're going to follow through with that another day, because that came up before, and if it's meant to come out, it will. But I just feel like, even though that's what I really think 75% of the meaning is, that this perverse, disgusting plan, because it came out in the last live when I did the reading, and I took it that way as well. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to reinterpret it the way I'm feeling and not based on the pictures. And but I still feel like there's more to it, like that, about that night. I really feel like that. So let's see. Rooster. Arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Wow. Wow. Well, that pretty much summarizes it, doesn't it? Let's talk about, I want to see, was there a plan in place? This wrath axe. Let's get more on the wrath. Was there a plan in place? Talk to us about the plan. I'm going to pull from a different deck. Was there a plan? Oh, yeah. It was a fast moving plan. Chariots traveling, a car put into place. Ooh. Okay, let's get some more. What was the plan about that night? This wrath about? Give me more on this wrath. Danger. Danger. Oh, sugar. Wow. Danger. Give me more on that. Danger and wrath. Exposed and stalked. I don't know what that is. You know what I think that, oh, I got goosebumps when I was thinking about this. I think, and I had a remote view on this, and it's not tonight's remote view, and just going to mention it. I feel like they were waiting for her when they got inside. And that could be what this car is about. As soon as the answer was no, there might have been some sort of a message sent to Plan B is in place. It's going down tonight. I'm just, hence this car, this battle. You've crossed somebody in danger, and that this being that it's like the people started walking and were inside the house when Nancy got there, driving and walking. I feel like there's a bit of an element of both. Okay, let me see if I can get a clarifier to that about this stalker and exposed. About what that means for that night. That's just how I'm interpreting it at the moment. Stalker and exposed. Oh my God, we've got the World, which is also a travel card. It had already flipped inside the deck. It's putting an end to a cycle, and it's also the travel card, but it's very much closing out a cycle, something coming to an end. Somebody's world is expanding, or a beginning, an ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Somebody's thinking their world's about to expand, and there's a collaboration, there's teamwork here in this expansion, this plan. Three of Pentacles. That is working as a team in this new plan. Wow. One final thought I want to pull. What's one final thought we need to know about this on what happened the night before? Spirit, what do we need to know about what happened the night before? We're going to do one more pull. We'll call it a day. And let me know if you like this new format where I do both the remote views and the tarot. I hope so. Okay, so what else? Final thoughts that we need to know about what happened the night before, please, Spirit. Final ending. Wow. Wow. Does it get any more clear than that? Wow, wow, wow. Yikes. I feel like that just needs like a hammer and a... Well, that's pretty much the end, isn't it? That pretty much sums it up. I don't even need to pull another card. Really and truly. Below ground level. Regret. New world order. So new life. New life. Regretting. Is this had to go underground? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's in reference to this final ending. Nancy being below ground. So I want to get a clarifier on that. But there's definitely regret showing. Final ending, a new world, a new life. New world, a new life. Regret. Is this, I want to get clarifiers on this. Is that Nancy? Is that Nancy? Okay, I feel like I dropped a card. No, I didn't. Is this Nancy? We need clarifiers, please. What's this about? This new ground, below ground. Who's this? Give us clarifiers on what's below ground, please. What's below ground? Nine of Pentacles. So below ground, this is your independent card. This is material wealth. So something is hidden underground that involves independence and wealth. And the Knave of Wands is young, energetic ideas, energy, inspirational. So below ground, I think that's just this entire plan. It's not Nancy, it's the plan of getting financially independent, this new exciting young opportunity to start afresh and end to the finances is the plan that's the below the belt, hidden underground in the sense that, illegal, hidden, final ending. Well, there you have it, everybody. Tell me what you thought about this, if you like this new format, and I hope that I will see a lot of you in the lives for Lindsay Clancy. Stay tuned. I think we're going to start the next remote viewing is going to be the Lindsay Clancy remote views, as well as we continue to cover Nancy Guthrie here on this channel. Love and light, everybody. Thanks for being here.